morning. We already have some friends here. Hey, you guys, can you see me? Drop a comment if you guys are able to see and hear me. Oh, I love all the comments. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Can you guys just give me like a thumbs up or say, hey, I can hear you, I can see you. It's always tricky with lives. Oh, thank you guys. I love reading these comments. I put in my order at 3 a.m. this morning. Insomnia paid off for once. Sherry, I have had a hard time sleeping. I don't know what is going on, but I feel like I've had insomnia lately too. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, did I even sleep last night? I have to actually check my Oura ring to make sure I slept because I felt like I was awake all night. Good morning. Hey, Leanna, Sherry, Kimberly, Adrian. Good morning, Adrian. Hey, Beth. Mary, I'm so glad you guys are here. Exciting day. Today is the day that Nikki Singles went live. Who's already placed their order? Drop a comment if you placed an order and let us know what you got. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup and I'm going to be using the entire set. I also am going to be giving away a set. Maybe I'll give away 2 sets. Should we do 2 sets? Let's do 2 sets. So we're gonna do a giveaway at the end of the live. We're gonna be live for an hour. So make sure you either stick around the full time or come back just before we close out. But I'm gonna give away 2 full sets of Nikki Volume 2. So hang out. If you have questions about brushes, that drop them here. I'm going to be doing my very best to keep up with comments and kind of during dead space, just kind of scroll through and see if I can answer any questions that you guys have before you purchase your brushes. We're going to tag them all in YouTube Shopping so you can shop them down below on this video. And like I said, if you have any questions or want to see me demo anything before you buy, let me know. And then I've got Michelle's here. She's in the other room, but she's watching this live. So she's going to pop in and answer any questions you guys might have that she can answer. So if you see Lisa J Makeup and you see me reply, that's Michelle. And then Michelle, if you can help me, if I miss any really good questions, like I'm just not seeing them, will you maybe just pop your head in and let me know so I can answer them? Good morning from Belton. Good morning. Good morning. Getting my order in while you're on. Oh, that's awesome. What are you guys picking up? We predicted that. Well, so far I can tell you what the best sellers have been. So far, the N19 is in the lead with, well, at least as of 30 minutes ago. And then the N20 is right behind. And then the N18, it's usually typically face brushes that are always like the hero brushes we found. So yeah, these are the 3 best sellers as of now. We all kind of put our bets in on what was going to be the best seller. I predicted the N20, but I knew the N19 would be up there too, because this is my favorite brush. If I had to pick one, that would be my favorite. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited to be here today. So if you caught my live last Friday, I announced that I'm going to start doing weekly lives again. I'm really excited about that. Typically, they'll be on Fridays with the exception of today. Today was the launch of Nikki Singles, so I wanted to do a live to celebrate that and to just answer questions. And then, of course, if I travel or things come up, we'll shift. But mark your calendars. I want to see you guys every week if I can. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So I've pulled some makeup to do a full face with. A couple products are brand new. I'm going to start with the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. So this is not a new foundation. This has been around forever, but I have never tried this foundation. Can you believe that? Let me know if you have, but I've heard amazing things about this foundation, but every time I have tried to find this in store at Sephora or wherever I might be shopping here in Austin, I can never find it in store. I was in New York last weekend and I went to a Blue Mercury and they had it, and so I grabbed it. So I am going to try it. I'm very excited. I think Marlena loves this foundation. Marlena Makeup Geek, I'm pretty sure she's the one that told me she loves it. So, okay, so it doesn't have a little pump. By the way, I've got a little throat thing going on, so if I clear my throat a lot, I apologize in advance. Okay, so we're gonna have to apply this old school. We're gonna have to take our finger and kind of dot it on our face. And I've got the shade Punjab, I think is how you pronounce it, I'm not sure, but I wear this shade in their light reflecting foundation, and it's a great match, so I just picked it up in this one. Look at my earrings, you guys. Aren't those pretty? They're new. I just got them from Ideal, and they might be my favorite style. Okay, let me see if I have any questions. Oh, so many questions are coming in. Good morning from Orlando. That's her favorite. Oh, Leanne, are you talking about Marlena? I got doubles of the N19 and N20. Yay! I told you those are some of my favorite. They're so good. Okay, let's start with that, and then we'll probably go in and build a little bit more. But I am going to apply this with the 115 just because I kind of want to get it on quickly so we can start demoing all the Nikki brushes. So I'm just going to tap this onto the skin. Yeah, that is a perfect match. So the 115 is just a smaller version of the 101. And I always tell people like how it differs from the 101 because it's a little smaller, it's more dense, which means that you're going to get a little more coverage from whatever foundation you're using. So if you are someone that likes to get the most coverage you can from a foundation, this is a great brush for that. It's probably if I had to pick one brush that like without a doubt is going to give you the most coverage, it's always going to be the 115. The only con to this brush really is it is kind of difficult to get a light sheer. That's not difficult, but there's just better brushes for a more sheer application because this one is dense. It's going to almost always just give you full coverage. Now this foundation is beautiful. Wow, this is really pretty. This is really pretty. Wow. Okay, that shade is like a perfect match. It's giving me a little bit of a glow, but I don't feel like it looks super dewy or wet, which is exactly how I like my glowy foundations. I don't like them to be too dewy or wet looking. That looks really pretty. So that was a very light layer. Should I do a little more? I think I'm gonna do a little more. Okay, so I'm gonna read some comments. Love the look of NARS gives me, but it pulls a little bit much gel under my skin tone. That's what I use for my foundation, yes. Okay, let me add a little bit more. I'm just gonna add a little in the center of the face. What brush do you recommend for a sheer foundation? I would do the 101. The 101 can do sheer or full coverage. The 101, the reason I recommend that for sheer is because it has pretty long fibers at the tip and you can really just spread and sheer out a foundation by using those longer fibers. Now, you can still get, medium to full coverage with that brush. You just want to tap it versus spreading it. But that would be what I would use if I were looking for a more sheer application. Okay. So Kimberly's saying she agrees that the NARS feels like it pulls more yellow, okay, especially for a neutral undertone. Okay, lots of comments about how this foundation pulls more yellow on you guys. This looks like a great match for me, actually. This looks really, really good. This is beautiful. Okay, that looks really good. It kind of reminds me of the Natasha Denona High Glam, but a little less coverage. That is stunning. That is so pretty. Okay, I love that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to concealer, and we're gonna use the N19. So let's jump into the Nikki Volume 2. Now, I've got 2 concealers here to use. Let me know what you want me to use. Last week I used the Prada, but then I also had the Maybelline Lifter, which I still haven't tried. You guys voted for the Prada last week. Do you guys wanna see the Prada again, or do you want me to try the Maybelline today? I'm gonna film a video soon using these, but yeah, what do you guys wanna see? Just maybe I'll look at the first 5 votes and we'll go with that. I do like this one a lot, the Prada. It's a very light to medium coverage and it's a very lightweight. Maybelline. Okay, we're gonna go with Maybelline. First 5, yeah, we got 4 votes for Maybelline, 1 vote for Prada. Okay, so I have 2 shades. I got the shade 20 and then I have the shade 35. And this was just from ordering online, so I cannot with confidence tell you that I have the right shades, but let's try. Okay, this is way too light, but maybe we can use this for a highlight shade. This is the shade 20. Yeah, that's very, very light. Okay, let's try the shade 35. Okay, this is better. It's still a little light, but at least it's a little more peachy. So we're gonna go with the shade 35. It's not my ideal shade, but I think it's gonna work. All right, you guys, let's go in. Let me take a little drink of my little water concoction here. I got this, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen me share this. This is a little drink. It's called, what is it called? It's called Clear Protein or something like that. It's a little powder that you mix with water. It has electrolytes in it, and it has 17 grams of protein. And I think it tastes good. It kind of tastes like an electrolyte packet, like a little salty, a little sweet. It's really good. All right, this is, let's go in. All right, let's go in with this and see. I want to keep, oh, thanks, Trina. It's from Target. It's a Target plastic cup. J Heart 7557. I really like the Prada concealer. It's not full coverage, so if you, on days that you need full coverage, it will not give it to you, but it's very lightweight. It gives about a medium coverage and it lasts really well. I don't have issues with it creasing, as long as you set it with powder. But I think it's a great concealer for mature skin. Okay, this is really light, you guys. We're just gonna have to work with it. I'm gonna put a little down here too, because I just wanna show you guys how the N19 is really nice for like highlighting center of the face. Oh, thank you, Marianne. Marianne says, I hope your daughter's doing better. Yeah, so for those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, we went to New York last weekend. I took Brooklyn to New York for like a mom-daughter weekend. And we were supposed to leave Monday morning. She was actually kind of feeling a little sick all weekend, but it hit her really hard Monday morning as we were leaving for the airport. She fainted in the elevator, like fainted. I mean, so Needless to say, we did not go to the airport. We just checked in and stayed another night. She's actually still homesick. She has flu B. We found a concierge doctor in New York who came to our hotel and tested her and got her some medicine. And she was feeling well enough to travel Tuesday, but she's still homesick. It's Thursday. I mean, it really hit her hard. Okay, this is so light. Okay, so this is the N19. Let's talk about this brush. I have not tried the new concealer. I just placed my order for the N19. Yay. Okay, so this is the N19. This is so far the best-selling brush as of today. So Nikki designed this to have the shape of a velour powder puff. You know how velour powder puffs have this triangular shape to fit under the eye perfectly. You can blend out concealer with this, which is what I'm doing by just tapping and pressing underneath the eye. This is gonna give you like full coverage from your concealer. And then you can also use this for setting powder underneath the eye. People have used this for contouring. I mean, I've seen it used for many purposes, but it was really designed to be an under eye brush. It's nice and dense. So like I said, it's gonna help you really achieve full coverage. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of blend this on my eyelid because I feel like I look crazy right now with this really light concealer. Ooh, this concealer's pretty though. It feels lightweight and it has a little bit of a radiant finish. And I feel like it offers good coverage. I think it would be even better if I had the right shade. But this brush has a pretty straight side profile, so it really works like not only right here underneath the eye, but right against the nose too. So if you're someone, and you'll see here in a second, I'm gonna use setting powder to set underneath the eyes and set the center of the face, and this brush is really great for that. It is going to pick up more product and apply more product, so if you are someone that likes to really bake or to really set with a lot of powder, this is great. However, even if you wanna apply a light dusting of powder, you absolutely can, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's also going to be dependent on the powder that you're using. You know, obviously if you're using a more fine, lightweight, loose powder, you're going to get a lighter application than if you're using something a bit heavier and more mattifying. Okay, perfect. Let me catch up on comments. Hey, Leticia. Hey, everybody. Okay, would you ever do a bridal look tutorial? Yes, I have not done one of those in years. I think I did one the first few years that I had my channel, but I haven't done one in years. I love my BK brushes. Would love to try Nikki. She's so amazing. Yes, she is. Are your brushes at Ulta? So Kelly, they are on Ulta online. We are online only right now, but they're not in store yet. Okay, so let's go in with powder. This is a new product I picked up also at Blue Mercury. It's the Sicily powder. I'm not even sure how much I paid for it, but I think it might have been a small fortune. I went to check out and the lady told me, okay, you're $20 away from saving 20%. Like it was like if you spend $200, you get 20% off. And I was right there by the Sicily counter and we were in a rush because we were trying to get to go see Wicked in like 20 minutes. So I just grabbed this powder and I bought it. And I think this is a small fortune, but this is the shade Translucent, Too Translucent. And it's their powder. I love their foundation. They have a foundation that I bought last year that I love. I forget exactly, I think it was like the Fido Nude something. That one is beautiful, so I have high hopes for this. And I'm just gonna tap the product into the lid and just kind of work it into my brush. Since I don't know how this powder performs, I don't know if it looks pretty like really refined and lightweight. It looks like it'll be a light powder, but I don't know. I'm gonna take the back of my hand and kind of blot some of that excess off. So I've got the brush nicely coated and we're going to press underneath. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Whoa, are you guys seeing this? Are you seeing that? Watch this. Whoa. Okay, this looks like an airbrush tool. This looks like I was just I was on a computer screen airbrushing my skin. Do you see that? Okay, look at that and look at that. Wow. Holy moly, this is amazing. Now it's very mattifying though. It is a very mattifying. Do you see how it completely cut down the glow? We don't have any glow left. It is totally mattifying. It is completely blurring and it is lightweight. You guys, where has this been all my life? Who's been keeping this a secret? Have you guys tried this? Have you tried this? This is the Sicily Fido Tint Powder, Perfecting Skincare Infused Loose Powder. Who's tried this? Oh my gosh, this is incredible. If you like a matte look, this might be the best powder I have ever tried in my life because it's very mattifying, very blurring, but the key is that it's lightweight, where a lot of those powders that are very mattifying can be a little heavier. Watch this. Okay, let's watch this. Let's do this together. You ready? Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Watch this. Like, just take a moment of silence. I haven't done underneath the eye, but do you see that? I mean, that is incredible. Michelle's laughing at me. It's true, though. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to read comments. What's the best dupe for Alaskan sunscreen? I'm sorry, Snooki. I do not have one yet. I have tried, and I just cannot find one. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, you guys, because I know this is a small fortune, but this is amazing. Like, the best powder I have ever tried in my life. Mattifying. Again, this is not for you if you like a glow or any radiance, because it really is cutting and taking down all of that glow, but my skin looks perfect. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. This is exciting. Yay. Okay. So Courtney knows, Courtney has this powder. She says it's fantastic. Love using it. Autumn is asking if we're going to participate in the 21 Days of Beauty this March. We are trying. I don't think we have confirmation on that yet, but we are trying. We're going to try and participate in everything we can at Ulta Beauty. So you guys will definitely hear from us if we do. Can't imagine anything beating my Dior powder. I don't know if I've tried the Dior loose powder. My holy grail before this was the Givenchy, but they reformulated it, so that changed. Okay, the lady at Blue Mercury said this powder is amazing. 9. I feel like I lucked out. Like, I wasn't even sold this powder. I was literally just standing there, and she's like, you need to spend $20 more, and I grabbed this and I threw it, and I feel like that's incredible. That might be my favorite discovery of the year. I know it's a little premature, but that is incredible. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to bronzer, you guys, and I'm going to be using the N18 for bronzer, and I thought I had a good cream bronzer in front of me, but I don't, so give me 1 minute. I'm going to, oh, I've got one right here. I've got the LYS. I always want to say YSL. It's the LYS bronzer in the shade Harmony. Is this my shade, or is this one that's a little too dark? This was going to work. This is a really buttery, creamy bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's really, really nice. If you haven't tried these are really, really great. Okay, let's do this 2 ways. So usually I like to take my brush and I apply it. Let's go ahead and do that actually. We'll take the brush. I'm just going to apply it to the product. And I'm going to like kind of get most of the brush head covered. I would say I did about 75%. I'm going to blot it on my hand. Just a little bit on my hand, just get any excess off. Do you see all of that? That all came off on my hand. And then we're going to go and just kind of press and stamp it on the skin. So this was a brush that Nikki put a lot of love and attention to. We made several samples of this brush. She was really particular about the shape. She wanted it to be something very easy that you could just stamp onto the skin. So if you literally just press, and this color was a little too dark, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. I'm going to show you how this brush can correct it. You literally just put it where you want it to be and just press, 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 and it's going to blend out for you. Okay, and then when you're working in the hairline, I would recommend getting the product just right here on the brush. So not on the face of the brush, but just on the edge. Get a little product there. And I just kind of like to work this into the hairline. So I'll lift my hair and I'll just work this right in, back and forth, back and forth. So this brush has the shape of a fan, but it's very dense. So typical fan brushes are brushes that are a lot lighter, a little airy. This brush is not that. This brush is very dense, so it's meant to really pick up and really blend out cream products. You can also use this for powder. It works beautifully with powder. Perfect. It's kind of sticking to that powder, that Sicily powder. I should have done the bronzer first because I can see how the powder is interfering with this a little bit. Okay, let's go on the other side. I'm going to take the product, and I'm actually going to take it to the skin and then blend it out that way. Let me see if you guys have any questions. The Coke and Dough Moisture Powder is amazing too. It's been a few years since I've used that, but yes, that is a really beautiful powder. Just placed my order for the N19, N20, and N20S. I'm going to use them all. You're going to love the N20S if you don't already have it. Okay, Adrian, I'm sorry, but you are going to love that powder, I promise. Kimberly, it's 120. Is it really? I am sorry, you guys. Kimberly, I got 20% off of it, so that makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, I am not surprised, honestly, because Sicily is a small fortune. It's one of those brands that is like at the top of the chain when it comes to price. Okay, let's go and do a little bit of this. I'm just going to do a small little stroke. This is a little too dark. I remember my shade is one shade lighter than this, but we're going to work with it. So I'm just gonna do a little bit there. I'm gonna take this brush and we are just going to press it over the product to blend out. One thing I'm noticing with this powder though is I would apply it after you've applied all your creams because it is kind of interfering with this bronzer a little bit. So I'd apply all your creams and then I would go in with the powder. Perfect, okay. All right, let's go do the hairline. Kimberly says we need the Givenchy powder back. I agree. Do we know why they reformulated it? I found the newer formula to be a little more shiny and dewy. It didn't have that really blurred matte finish that the original did. Okay, I'm gonna work this right into the hairline here. I love this brush for powder bronzer too. My Dior Forever powder bronzer, which is my favorite powder bronzer. I love this brush for it. It's beautiful, works great. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna take whatever's left on my brush and I'm just gonna kind of press it on the side of the nose. I'm not really contouring, but I'm just kind of tying all the bronzer together so it's a little more harmonious with my face. Perfect. I got my A506 in the Jamie makeup bag. I love her. Don't you love her, Sarah? She is the best. I actually got to meet her a few months ago when I was in LA. I invited her to dinner. We had never met before, and I invited her to dinner, and she is even lovelier in person. Like, just so funny and just one of those people that you just, like, I could have sat with her all night at that table. She's so funny. Okay, so let's see, any other questions? Oh, thank you, Kelly. That makes me happy that you learn from my videos. Bella, I'm doing well. We are doing well. Brooklyn and I had a pretty good trip in New York despite her getting sick, but I'm just, yeah, things are good. Okay, I hope the brushes don't sell out tomorrow. I don't think they will. I think we have enough inventory, but I've said that before. Stephanie, your brushes have shipped already. Yay, I love that. Who's placed an order and already gotten the shipping notification? That is one thing that I am so proud of with our fulfillment. I don't know if you guys know the story, but so we fulfill our own orders, which is actually not really that common in what we do. A lot of brands outsource fulfillment because fulfillment is not easy. To self-fulfill is not easy because one week you might need 20 people on staff and then 2 weeks later you might need 4 people on staff. It's a very difficult thing to staff and hire for. So it's a lot of brands outsource it, and we considered that early on in BK Beauty. That was something we looked into, but ultimately we just decided that the whole experience with the customer starts not only from when you guys purchase, but all the way until you receive your order. And we felt like we were giving up that control. So we love like being able to ship fast. I think one of my greatest things is reading comments from you guys saying, I placed an order an hour ago and it's already shipped. Like, I love that. Okay, let's move on to blush, you guys. So I'm gonna be using the N20 for blush, and I'm gonna go in with the Tarte blush. This is their new macaroon blush in Glow Duo. It comes with a cream on one side and then it comes with a powder on the other. I love this product, and this is the shade Toasted Coconut. I love this product. I love both formulas are fantastic. The cream is my favorite, but the powder is really nice too. I love this shade. It's a really good, just kind of everyday, like mauve shade. So the N20, let's talk about the N20. So what makes the N20 special and unique is if you can see, this is better because I don't have makeup there. You see how the white fibers extend a bit? And if you look in the brush like this, you see how airy there is and how much space there is in between all the bristles. So this is not a really dense brush at the tip. However, once you get past these white fibers, the darker fibers have more density. So this allows you to apply products in a very, very light sheer application. So think about like powder highlighters or blush, for example. When you're applying product where you really don't want to over apply, this is a great brush because you can just use those tips and very light pressure and you're going to get a very, very light application. However, if you want to build more color, you can give more pressure and just press against the skin and use those darker fibers and the density at the base to get more coverage. We're going to start with lighter. So I'm going to go right to the skin, just use the fibers of the tip and just kind of press and blend up. And this is really great, one, when you're working with products like blush or highlighter, because typically you don't want to over apply those, right? However, it's also great when you're working with a new formula and you don't quite know, is this going to be really pigmented? Is this going to be really sheer? This brush gives you a lot of control. It really, really allows you to slowly build. Look how pretty this blush is. It's so nice. It's very easy to blend. very buttery. I love the color. Okay, so that's like a light application of this blush. Now I'm gonna show you on the other side how you can apply like a more pigment. So I'm gonna take this brush, instead of just using the tip, I'm gonna place it and kind of coat the side of it. And we're gonna go right in the same area. Perfect, do you see? Do you see how much more product that picked up, like the difference? It's the exact same product, completely different application, the same brush though. One brush and two completely different results. So that's why I love this brush. It's so versatile. It really is like an artist brush. When I used to do wedding makeup, these brushes just allow you to get, you know, total precision and really a beautiful, soft blend. Even if you're applying a lot of product and you are going a little heavier, like I'm going here, you can still blend out the edges and get such a soft, pretty blend. Perfect. Look at that. So very different application. Do you see that? Very different application, exact same product. Let's go over here and kind of even us out a bit. Okay, let me take a pause and see if I have any questions. You guys have any questions over the N20? Drop them now before we move on to the next brush. And while we do that, I'm going to take my 115 and I'm just going to kind of press it right around the perimeter of the blush and the bronzer. This is something I've been doing lately, taking my foundation brush after I've applied my blush and bronzer and just kind of tapping it right around the edges. I think that's just a nice little finishing touch that kind of cleans it up. It also keeps your blush from being applied too low. Okay, everyone's saying their orders have shipped already. Yay, I love that. Okay, it's coming all the way to Portugal. Amazing. What time is it in Portugal right now? Did I try the RMS Sun Cover Up Foundation yet? I did, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was very, very dewy on me. You guys work so hard. We have an amazing team. I can really take zero credit for that, but yes, our team is amazing. My order shipped too. Yay, I love this. You guys I love seeing this. Blush is life. I totally agree. Full house show. I placed my order about an hour ago and half an hour ago. Maybe I just got the notification that it shipped. I love that. Okay, so Michelle just tagged the blush that I'm using. If you guys want to check that out or shop that, it's tagged in comments. Any suggestions on how to get my hyperpigmentation to stay covered throughout the day? I used color corrector and concealer. My concealer is the same shade as my skin. Okay, so you use color corrector. Okay, so that's good. And my concealer is the same shade as my skin. Okay, so Angela, I have a question. Are you getting coverage initially? It's just not lasting throughout the day, or are you just not getting the coverage that you want at all? If you're not getting the coverage that you want at all, it might be just a switch up of products. But if you are getting the coverage and it's just not lasting, I mean, there's just so many things. It could be, you know, it could be, I don't know if you're using a setting spray or anything to lock things in. If you have oily skin, that'll contribute to kind of wearing throughout the day. So there's so many things. If you want to email me, actually, angelalisa@bkbeauty.com, and kind of tell me your skin type, what products you're using, maybe I can offer more specific suggestions. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and move on. I'm not seeing any more comments or questions about the N20. Oh my gosh, so many questions, you guys. Michelle, let me know if there's any good questions that I am not seeing too. Can you apply or blend a small amount of concealer with the N19 and have it still work well? Definitely, Courtney. Yes, you can. So she's asking if you can apply and blend a light amount of concealer. So if you're not trying to get full coverage or apply a lot of product, and you definitely can. Because it's dense, it's really gonna blend your concealer out fast. So that's the difference between like a larger, more dense concealer brush and something more standard like our A506. This is gonna just like be quick, 2 seconds. Yes, so you definitely can. Okay, what else can we use the N20 for? So Kristen, you can use the N20 for highlighting if you have a highlight powder. And this works, by the way, with cream or powder products beautifully. So some ways I would use this. I would use this for blush, obviously, for powder or cream. I'd use it for a highlighting powder or cream or liquid. I would use this for setting powder when I want to apply setting powder in a very light sheer application. So if you are someone that's like, I cannot use setting powder underneath my eyes, it makes my eyes look dry, it accentuates texture, but I have an issue with my concealer creasing all the time. Well, the fact is that you're gonna have to use setting powder, but you might just be applying too much powder. So this one would be a really great one. Actually, I would probably use maybe the N20S if you're just using it for underneath the eyes because it's a better size for that. But you could use this for setting powder all over the face. I think it was Sophia from our team. Someone told me they use this for foundation, which I have not tried yet, but you totally could use this for foundation if you want just a really light sheer application. So many different ways. Okay, sorry I keep clearing my throat, you guys. Okay, so Boston Picker just asked, can the N20 be used for a light application? Yes, it can. I need to do that. I haven't personally done it, but I know people that have told me that it works beautifully. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to eyes. So for eyes, we're gonna be working with all the eye brushes. So we'll start first with the N20S. So this is the smaller version of the N20 that we just used. Fun fact, when we were coming up with all the brush concepts, Nikki had this one outlined first. And when we got the first sample, we were like, I love this. Like, I want to create an entire series of brushes like this. So we decided to add the N20S to the collection so we could have an eye version of it. And same concept. It's got the longer, lighter white fibers and then more dense, darker fibers at the base. So you can kind of see it a little better here since I haven't put makeup on it yet. Okay, and we're gonna go in and use the Merit Beauty Solo Shadow in the shade Vachetta, or Vachetta, I think that's actually pronounced it, Vachetta. I love this brush with like liquid or cream shadows. That's how I love to use it most. This one in particular is a little thicker of a consistency. It's not like the Makeup by Mario liquid cream shadows. So I am going to kind of press this and use a little more pressure to make sure that I pick up product. If I just use the tip because of this formula, I probably wouldn't pick up as much product as I need. So I'm gonna use this and just really kind of work and press it in. Kelly's asking if I've ever used the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening. Yes, I used to use that and love that all the time. When I first started my channel, that was like my go-to under eye powder. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of press this onto the lid. So do you see even how light of an application this is applying? Like, it is very, very light. And then I'm just gonna use the tip of the brush to really blend and soften out the crease. That tip will give you a really diffused airbrush finish. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back in here, put a little more pressure, and just kind of press this onto the lid. This brush is also really great for like a finishing touch on eye makeup. So if you've already applied all your eye makeup, all your eyeshadows on, you can take a clean one of these brushes or maybe even dust it in a very light eyeshadow color, like a creamy vanilla color or a pale skin tone color, and just kind of work it around the edges. And that'll really soften and airbrush and diffuse all the edges of your eyeshadow. I'll also use this brush to apply a crease color. So if I'm doing a very simple eye look, I'll usually take a shadow like I'm taking now and put it all over the lid, and then I'll take my bronzer and I'll just like dust it in the crease, and I'll use this brush for that. This brush is really meant to, if you're working with powder, it's really going to apply powder, pick up very light sheer powder and apply it in a very light sheer application. This is not gonna pack on powder eyeshadow, but this is gonna give you the most beautiful, like airbrush diffused blend when you want a really soft, beautiful blend. Perfect, okay. So do you see what that did? So pretty. Okay, any questions on the N20S? And if you have other tips or if you have these brushes already and you have a favorite way to use them that I didn't share, please drop a comment and let us all know. Okay. Oh, good, Isabel. I'm glad it's helpful. I thought this would be fun to do a live and just kind of talk through all of them. What would you recommend the Dome blender for? So Kimberly, are you talking about the N22? Let me find that here. Talking about the N22. We're gonna use all of, I still have the N22 to use, the N23, 24, and then the tiny little N21. So we're still gonna work with all of these. I'll show you guys, and if you have questions about any of them or wanna see me try different products, let me know. Thank you, Kelly. Customer service is so important. I always tell people the kind of story when we launched BK Beauty, that first, and if you were here in the beginning from like the day one launch video, drop a comment please and let me know. But day one when we launched, it was scary for me because I knew that everyone ordering our brushes that day were ordering them because they wanted to support me. They trusted me, they wanted to support me because, you know, there was it was really every customer was buying in an effort to support me, and that meant a lot. And so I never wanted to let anyone down. And even though now the brand has grown and a lot of our customers don't even know who I am, it still feels to me like that personal. You know, I always told Paul in the beginning, I was like, we are not just a product. Like, people are buying, in a way, me, and I don't want to disappoint or let them down. So thank you for sharing that you think our customer service is amazing. Nikki's here. Everyone say hi to Nikki. Nikki, am I doing your brushes justice? We're walking through all of them, showing the different ways I use them, answering questions. So Nikki, right now I'm showing everyone the Init 20S, and I applied the Merit Solo Shadow, which is kind of a thicker cream. It's not, I shouldn't say it's thicker, but it's drier. So I was showing people how you can really pick up a drier, thicker product using the base and the side of this brush, but you can also get a really light, airy application. Okay, so let's move on to a shadow. I'm going to apply a little bit, and I'm actually gonna, you know what, we're gonna move on to the N24. So I'm gonna use the N24, and I'm going to take a little bit of, let's see, what do we wanna do? I'm using the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. This is what it looks like. It's really lots of beautiful warm shades, some shimmer shades, some matte shades. Lots of comments coming in. Oh, thanks, Nikki. Nikki, you need to come do my makeup. Actually, Nikki is going to be doing my makeup soon, next weekend, right? I'm going to be in LA, you guys, and I haven't told anyone this yet. This is the first time I'm saying this, but I'm going to be in LA, and I'm going to the Grammys. Can you believe that? I'm going to the Grammys, and Nikki's going to do my makeup, and I'm so excited. Okay, so let's figure out which shade we want to do on our eye. Let me kind of pick all of these up and see which one's best. Ooh, we're going to do this one. We're going to go with the shade Homey. I don't know why that makes me laugh saying it. We're gonna go with the shade Homey. Okay, so I'm gonna use the N24, and the N24 is a flat kind of like shader brush. So this is really great for, I mean, the obvious use of this is for the eyelid. It can really pack on a lot of shadow on the eyelid, but I also love the shape of it. You notice that it's not completely flat. It's got some curve and some roundness to the sides. So it's really great to just like work underneath the brow, or even work here in the inner corner of the eye, kind of go right here in the inner corner, or just really trace underneath the lash line. It's nice and flat, but it's also kind of thin. Do you see that? Super soft, picks up powder and cream like a dream, so easy to work with. So I'm gonna go into the shade Homey, and I'm gonna use the flat side to pick up my shadow. And we are just going to lightly kind of set and press this in the center of the lid, just to give a little bit of a pop of highlight there. And if you just press this brush, you'll apply the product. If you want to kind of shear it out, then you can kind of sweep it and drag the brush a little bit more, but even just pressing it is going to just deposit. Look at that. Oh my God, that is so pretty. Okay, Nikki, I think we're going to have to document the glam. I agree. Let me see any other comments. Okay, Nikki says you can use it in the inner corner as well, but the N23 is going to be the best suited. Yes, okay, so let's go on to the other side. I'm just going to kind of press this right onto the lid. This is pretty. The shadow is really gorgeous. And I like this brush because it picks up the perfect amount of color. It really allows you to sheer out or really pack on. How it differs from our 203 is it's definitely tighter than the 203. The 203 has a similar shape, but it's a little like a little bulkier. It's got a little bit more density. This has got a flatter shape, gives you a little more control and precision. Perfect. Okay, that is beautiful. Next, I'm going to go in and let's go ahead and take the N22, and I'm going to apply shadow on my lower lash line with the N22. So the N22, I love this brush. I love the shape of the brush. It's got a lot of sharpness at the tip, but it's very, very soft. The fibers are super soft, so it's not going to irritate or scratch the eye at all. Super, super soft, but it does keep its shape really well. This is great for, you can use this for powder or creams. I'm going to go in with powder, and I'm going to grab the shade Soft Spot, which is a matte shade right here. I'm just going to load the brush up on the tip and the side, and I'm going to tap off any excess. Okay, let me see if we have any questions. So what have you guys picked up? I know, Nikki, I don't know if you're still here, but a lot of people are picking up brushes. They say that they're already shipping. Um, Kim says, okay, sold. I came to decide which single I want, and now I'm thinking I need another set. They're all good. They really are. Okay, Kelly's asking what will I be wearing. So I bought this dress. It's a gold, like sequin dress. It's actually at the tailor's. I pick it up either later today or tomorrow. I hope I can walk in it. I'm a little worried. It was very long, so I went to get it tailored, and they had to take off quite a bit of length. And it was just like, it was one of those dresses that's very fitted. So when I was walking, I was kind of just like this, you know, like, and I just hope I can walk in it. I was actually thinking, I was just like, should I order another dress? But it's too late for that. I've already paid for alterations, and there's just no going back. It's beautiful. I love the way it looks. I just hope that I'll be comfortable. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this brush, and we're just gonna softly kind of sweep it underneath the lash line. Do you see how much that deposits? I mean, look at that. That deposits so much shadow. It really, really picks up and lays down. Look at that. I mean, that is incredible. For an eyeshadow, brushes they make such a difference. I mean, I could be applying the same product with a different brush, and it could look completely different. So it's really important to, you know, make sure that you're using the right brushes to achieve the results that you're wanting. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of sweep this. Now that I've got the shadow applied, I'm gonna take a Kleenex, just kind of a clean Kleenex, and I'm just gonna remove any excess powder, because now what I wanna do is I wanna use this brush to really diffuse everything. So I'm just gonna go over what I did, and I'm really just gonna kind of work back and forth really softly to soften and lighten and smoke out the edges. But I don't want to apply any extra product. I just want to soften everything. This brush would also make a really great brush to really go into the outer corner or crease and apply a darker shadow. Like if you ever want to do a cut crease or just a lot of drama on the outer corner, this brush is great because it's going to give you precision and control. And after you apply that dark color, you can go in with a softer brush like the N20S to blend it out. In fact, let's do a little bit of that. So I'm gonna, you know what though, I'm gonna switch to, no, let's use this because I wanna show you this. We're gonna go back in with this brush, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Vim, and it's a little darker. So I applied this one on the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go in with the Vim, and we are just gonna take this brush, and I'm gonna create that V on the outer corner. So I'm just gonna go right here, and then right there. And I'm gonna apply it with this brush. But then I'm gonna step away, and I'm gonna take my N20S, and I'm gonna take those longer fibers, and I'm softly just gonna go right on top of that product and soften it. Now, the reason I don't wanna use this brush to pick up that shadow and apply it is because this brush is very large, and I would lose control over placement. So do you see what that did? That softened everything. It gave a beautiful blend, but it still kept the intensity right there where I wanted it, which is the outer corner. I didn't want that darkness all over the eye. I wanted to keep it concentrated to that outer corner. So let's go to the other side. Oh, I'm already seeing comments for volume 3. Okay, let's go to the other side. Apply a little bit of this right in the outer corner. And you don't have to be perfect with these. I mean, it's really about just placement. Just put it down. And look at that, like that's not perfect. That's kind of messy looking. I'm not worried. I'm just gonna go in with my N20S, and my N20S is gonna make this beautiful and blended and perfect. Perfect. Oh, that's so pretty. I love this. I love a good, rich, warm brown eye. This reminds me of that shade Embark from MAC. Okay, that's pretty. Perfect. All right. So, okay, any other questions about the N20S before we move on, or about the N22 or N24? I don't see any more. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on, you guys. Let's go in and let's kind of highlight this inner corner right here and then underneath the eye. Let me see if I have a good shade for that. This shade might be a little too shimmery. This might be a little too shimmery, but we're gonna try and make it work. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right, well, let's see, maybe this one's better. No, that's way too shimmery. Okay, we're gonna go with the shade Fancy, and I'm gonna go in with the N23. The N23 is this tiny, it's kind of like the N24 in terms of how flat it is, but the shape is different, right? It's a lot smaller, it's not as wide. This is really great for detail work. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here, Fancy. I'm going to load up the side of the brush, and I'm just going to place this right here in the inner corner, this tiny little, like, almost tear duct area. Oh, so perfect. This is what makes the difference between an eyeshadow look that has just taken that extra step and then just one where you've just kind of applied, you know, a few products real quickly. These little details, they're little details, but they make such a difference. So I'm just going to put this right under here. This would also make a really great brush to highlight underneath the brow when you want a lot of precision. And unfortunately, I think this shadow is going to be a little too shimmery to place under my brow, but I don't have a good matte shade in here, so we're going to do it. It just gets right underneath there. You can also use this for concealer underneath the brow. If you're someone that likes to kind of carve out your brows with concealer, this is a great brush for it. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? That under brow highlight is Chef's Kiss. I actually love this color. I thought it was going to be more shimmery than it is. It just kind of hits the light perfectly. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Thank you, guys. I'm getting a little glam today. All right, and let's go ahead and do some eyeliner. Okay, for liner, I'm going to go in with the Revee Beauty eyeliner. This is the shade Umber. I love these liners. They're super creamy, very easy to blend. I'm going to lay this one on its side, and I'm going to start in the center of my lash line, just kind of work my way out. These are so soft and creamy. You have time to work with it if you want to kind of like smoke it out or soften it, but they do stay put all day. I'm going to make the outer part a little thicker. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the N21. This is the tiny, tiny little brush, and I'm going to just kind of take a shadow that we used underneath the lash line, and I'm going to run it right on top of that liner. And then I'm going to kind of extend this eyeliner out real softly with shadow. This brush is phenomenal for eyeliner, like detail around your eyeliner. It has a very tight, small, precise shape. Do you see that? But it's not stiff. It's very soft. There's a lot of give and flexibility. But even after washing these, I've probably washed my brushes. I don't know, maybe. I mean, these are brand new brushes, full disclaimer, but I've been using these for months and I've washed them, you know, a dozen times, and it keeps the same shape. It's so good. With tiny little detail brushes, what's really important to me is that they have some give. Otherwise, they can be very irritating around the eye. Let's do the other side. And what I love about brushes like this is it really allows you the freedom to kind of be a little messy with your eyeliner when you apply it. You don't have to get it perfect. It alleviates that stress of having, you know, getting that eyeliner on perfect, because any mistakes you can go and just blend out or shear out with the brush and kind of correct it. Also, setting your liner with a little bit of powder is a really great way to kind of set your eyeliner. So if you have issues with your eyeliner transferring on your eyelid throughout the day or just smudging, think of eyeshadow on top of eyeliner as powder on top of foundation. It's kind of the same concept. You're taking a powder and you're setting a creamy, waxy, more emollient product. Perfect. You can also use this on your lower lash line if you want. Even though I already placed shadow there, I can go in here and I can add a little more depth or detail just in the outer corner. If you want a tighter, if you still want that shadow look, but you want it to be a little tighter, this is the perfect brush for that. Perfect. Okay, let me take a, so Kristen's asking, is the N23 pull-out liner to create a wing? It's going to create a soft wing, and it also depends on the product that you're using. So if you're using like a kohl pencil that's very creamy and waxy, it'll help pull and spread this out. But it is going to get a softer look. If you're looking for like a really crisp look, I would think of like the N11 from Volume 1. But yeah, this is going to give you a really soft, like powdered, subtle wing, which I love that. Okay. All right, you guys. The brand of eyeliner is the Revee Beauty eyeliner, and it's the shade Umber. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some mascara on. Do I have my, yes, I do. Okay. I love this mascara, you guys. This is the YSL Latex Lash Mascara. And if you were on my live last week, you saw this in action. This is so good. It gives a lot of length, separation. I love it. It gives some volume too, but it's definitely a good lengthening mascara. And I like how just it applies on the lashes. It's not messy. The wand doesn't pick up too much product. It's not clumpy. It's really, really beautiful. I would put this like right under. It's different than my Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara, which is my favorite mascara. It's very different. I still would say that the Bobbi Brown is my #1, but this is like maybe 1.5. It's like right behind it. Look at that. Look at that mascara. And I do not have great lashes. My lashes are pretty straight, pretty short. But this just, look at that. It's so good. So, so good. I'm seeing Nikki Travel Set, Nikki Travel Set. You guys, I'm not good at secrets, so don't push me. I might reveal too much. Okay, so whenever you're trying to get a good full lash, always place your wand at the base of your lashes, kind of rest your eye and wiggle back and forth, wiggle back and forth. This will allow you to get the most product off of the wand and onto your lash, and then you can pull up and pull through. But you're gonna get more impact doing this technique, wiggle, 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 and then pull, versus just going in and kind of doing this, you know? When you just do this, you're not really transferring as much product off of the wand onto your lashes as you could. Perfect, okay. Ooh, look at that, so good. All right, I'm gonna do a little coat on the bottom lashes, just a tiny bit. I never like really heavy lower lashes, just a little bit. Okay, you guys, let's move. Have we used all the brushes? Have I missed any? I don't think so. I think I used every single one, right? Yes, we did. We used every single one. So if you have any questions over specific brushes from volume 2 that you want to go over, let me know. Leanna says, every time I pass by Bobbi Brown at Ulta, I think of you. Well, that's good. Hopefully you guys, if you pick up the Sicily powder, let me know what you think, because this was, if you just got here, I had a moment with this powder when I first applied it. And I'm thinking of that now because this is like the same type of status as the Bobbi Brown mascaras to me. I am wearing the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. That's the foundation I'm wearing. But I did mattify it quite a bit with the powder. Okay, let's go in and do lips, you guys. For lips, I'm going to use the Jane Iredale lip liner in the shade Terracotta. I love this liner. I slept on it too long. I actually just started using their liners when I was out there in August for their trip. And I love it. I love this one and the shade Spice. They're so good. I'm gonna kind of fill in the top lip a little bit and then right here on the bottom. Perfect. All right. And then for a lipstick, we're gonna go in with my current favorite of the moment. It's the Dior Addict lipstick in the shade 422. It's a really beautiful pink. It's just like a great everyday. It's super hydrating. It's got some shine. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. I love this lipstick. Ah, it's so good. It's got a lot of shine, but it's not a thicker formula. It's not like a balmy lipstick. It's not like the YSL Candy Glaze lipsticks. It's like a lightweight lipstick with a lot of shine. Perfect. Okay. All right, you guys, I think we're done. Let me take a look. When I look in the phone, things look a little more harsh than they do in my mirror, but I think we're good. Okay. Kristen, you're sweet. How do I achieve so much volume at the root of my hair? I have very thick hair, so I kind of have good natural volume. I washed my hair last on Sunday night. What's today? Today's Thursday. So my hair's pretty dirty today. I put in some dry shampoo, but I do have thick hair. Dry shampoo helps though a lot. Okay, let's see. Any other questions, you guys, before? Oh, we need to do a giveaway. We're gonna do 2, okay? So Michelle, the way my giveaways work here is I don't pick the winner. It stresses me out. So Michelle will pick the winner. She'll just kind of scroll through comments, and then and Michelle, actually, instead of calling it out to me, you wanna just comment it from my account here, and then I'll read it off. And then once I call your name as the winner, just leave a comment to confirm that you're still here and that you know that you're winner, and then you'll email VIP@bkbeauty.com. And Michelle will put that in the comment, VIP@bkbeauty.com. We're gonna give away 2 full sets of the Nikki Volume 2. So I've got 2 here, brand new, unopened. Let me pull this other one. And we're gonna pick 2 winners, all right? So drum roll, please. Michelle, you wanna just drop in the winners' names here? Okay, let me see. And you might actually have to call it out because I've got so many comments to catch up on, I might miss it. Okay, she's going. She's just gonna scroll through and randomly land on someone. And then when I call your name, just comment that I'm still here. That way we know that you're still here and you know you won. And if you're not here, we'll move on and find another winner. Let's see. Okay, let's see, Michelle. You there? Okay, here she is. So the first one, she picked him too. So Sophie G 6229 and Christina Lynn. Are you guys here? Sophie G 6229 and Christina Lynn, LYNM. Will you guys drop a comment and let me know you're still here? And Michelle, will you drop the email address for them to email? VIP@bkbeauty.com. Let me make sure you're okay. So it's Sophia. And then I think it was Christina, right? Michelle, will you help me keep an eye? Oh, Sophie's here. I see Sophie. Yay, congratulations, Sophie. Okay, did I miss? Let's see. Okay. I'm not seeing Christina here. Did I see her? Michelle, do you know if she's here. Yay, congratulations. Okay, awesome, you guys. So email VIP@bkbeauty.com. If you can email us today and shoot us your address. And we will get these out to you guys. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this live. I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. And one thing I want to ask you guys while I have you on my live, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe if you like my content. But also hit the bell notification because I mentioned this last week, but a lot of people that are subscribed to me aren't getting notified when I upload videos. So if you hit that notification, you'll get notified when I go live and when I upload a new video. All right, you guys, thank you for being here with me. This was so much fun. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And if you ordered any Nikki brushes today, thank you. We are working hard getting them all out to you. All right, you guys. Oh, and one last thing. Actually, I think it ended. I think Lyric was on live on TikTok. I was thinking she was going live next, but she's actually ending her live shortly. So, no, she's not. Y'all forgive me. She's going live at 11 a.m. on TikTok, and she's going to be doing giveaways too. So if you want to head over to TikTok on BK Beauty's page, Lyric from our team is going live, and she's going to be doing giveaways too. There we go. Sorry, my head is all over the place. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.